Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Luna is induced that Tom isn't her father. She's right, he's not. But who is? All adulatory signs indicate that Finn holds that title. Some would call it a dubious distinction since his assumed son was lately revealed to be a double killer and completely intended to set up his woman for death. Meanwhile, Poppy tells Finn he's not the father. She said that while pregnant, long before these characters were seen in this interpretation of Los Angeles, California. So, Finn was involved with his espoused mama's family? Yes, the below question is intended to question the script that he and Poppy willingly entered into. The emphasis on Lee being his espoused mama is purposeful because there was no crossed birth. Observers are likely also wondering why Novlan's character is being written in this direction. Still, they know that Sheila Carter is his mama and that his father cheated on her. Finn's genetics are tied to those two personas. This plot attempts to mince down at his perfect image and edge his edges. Steffi nearly left Finn because of Sheila on multiple occasions, but Finn had no control over his motherliness. The Luna disclosure will be far different. She'll represent a secret Finn no way participated with Steffi, reviving her passions of relationship mistrustfulness. Wood's character believes she and Finn were centered, but their re-established trust base, rebuilt after he pledged his fidelity to her and not Sheila, is about to fracture. Still, Steffi will need to fate the position Finn was in after she's had a chance to cool down. How could he tell her about his youthful adult romantic connection with Poppy when doing so would have put Steffi in an awkward position whenever she or Lee were around? Plus, Finn's soul purge would have been disturbing. Major drama is about to unfold. Assuming Finn's maternity test results move him that Luna is his son, he can't conceivably keep commodity this big from Steffi. His stylish chance of dealing with this shock is incontinently telling Steffi the news. She'll support him because of the vulnerability she'll fate. Yes, Steffi will be thrown off. Still, she loves her hubby, who's also the father of their son. But rather than expand their family with another child of their own, Steffi is about to become an unwanted mammy to the woman who wanted her dead. Scorching drama is ahead. In Finn's office, he brazened Poppy, demanding the verity about Luna's maternity. Poppy vehemently denied his reservations, claiming there was no reason for him to question it. She admitted she had hoped Bill Spencer might be Luna's father, as their love had been thrilling and made her feel like they were getting a family. She forcefully told him not to ask about it again, leaving Finn confused and unsettled. Once she was gone, Finn had April bring him Luna's blood sample and another DNA test. Bill spoke with Luna at his place, revealing the trauma from his history. He participated his painful parenting and how he connected with Luna's story. Bill confessed that he saw in her the same struggle he'd faced, and he was determined to help her break free from her history. Despite Luna's dubieties about moving past the falsehoods, Bill promised to guide her, prompting her to prove that people from delicate backgrounds could rise above their challenges. The discussion between them was emotional, with Luna expressing her want that Bill was her father. All the while, Steffi and Ridge bandied Daphne Rose's temptation plan. He supplicated it would work, and Steffi assured him there was no man on the earth who could repel her friend's charms. And it looks like Steffi was right. Daphne was at the office dialing into Carter's lust and driving him absolutely wild. Steffi landed at the office in time to catch up with Hope in the design room. She tried to play nice but Hope claimed on pushing her buttons. Steffi let it be knowing exactly what was going on across the hall. In Finn's office, he pressed Poppy to be honest with him about Luna's maternity, constantly asking, "Is Luna my son?" Poppy dithered and refused to readdress the history, but Finn claimed. He demanded to know the verity and pressed her about other implicit fathers. Poppy admitted she had been with other men but comforted Finn that their connection had been brief. As she continued to avoid answering, Finn demanded clarity, unfit to let it go. When Poppy eventually answers, she claims Finn is not the father and that there's no chance he could be. Meanwhile, at Bill's place, Luna opened up to him about her worried nonage, expressing how much she respected him for delivering her. She felt a connection with Bill, believing their analogous jests had shaped who they were. Bill heeded but remained unrestricted off about his own pain, which Luna prompted him to release. Their participated history of dysfunctional maters clicked them further, and Luna hoped to help Bill despite his disinclination to open up. Back at Forrester, Hope and Carter continued to grow closer, participating a kittenish moment as they bandied their new scent line and its eventuality. Carter respected Hope's vision, and they expressed their excitement about uniting with Daphne Rose. Meanwhile, Steffi, Daphne, and Ridge bandied their plan to get their company back with Daphne's help. Steffi was confident that Daphne's charm would distract Carter and leave Hope agonized. With that, Daphne headed to the office to betray the master. In Lee's office, Finn plotted with the moping riddle of Luna's father. After pacing and reflecting on his mama's words about his special bond with his aunt, Finn called Poppy. Finn flashed back a time when he and Poppy participated in intimate connection during her stay with his family. Poppy verified that their bond had been special, but she claimed they agreed no way to speak of it again. As Finn pressed her for the verity about Luna's maternity and prompted Poppy to eventually give him a straight answer. With pressure structure, Finn's despair for clarity reached its peak as he asked, "Am I Luna's father?" Meanwhile, Luna bandied her ankle examiner with Bill, revealing the chaotic nature of her nonage. She expressed her frustration with Poppy's secretiveness and her undetermined questions about her father. Luna's belief that Tom Starr was her father only strengthened her need to find the verity. At Il Giardino, Jack and Lee had a tense but sincere discussion. Lee admitted that she had avoided Jack for a long time due to the pain he caused her, especially with the affair and the dubitation. About Luna's maternity, Jack apologized profusely, but Lee couldn't shake the guilt of believing Jack could be Luna's father. They were relatively ready to attune all the hurt between them but agreed to at least be civil and work towards further. In Lee's office, Finn tried to console his mama as she plotted with the riddle of Luna's father. Lee questioned if Finn allowed. She was awful for believing her family had betrayed her, as she reflected on the times of misreading. As Finn tried to comfort her, Lee reflected on her once conduct, including forcing Jack to take a maternity test, which had turned out negative. With the riddle of Luna's father still unsolved, Lee left for an appointment, leaving Finn alone to consider her words. He couldn't stop allowing about the unanswered question, who's Luna's father? At Il Giardino, Jack vented to Poppy about Lee's allegations, averring that Poppy had no way betrayed her. While Jack believes Lee will ultimately see the verity, Poppy remains quiet, reflecting on the pressure between the two sisters. Meanwhile, at Bill's place, Luna plotted with the notion that Tom Starr was her father, and the riddle of her true lineage counted on her. At the Forrester manse, Steffi gushed over her parents' reunion, feeling hopeful for Finn's family despite the moping issues with his parents. Taylor supported her son's desire to see Finn's parents reunited, but Steffi couldn't help but suppose that it might not be. As they bandy Lee's harshness toward Poppy, Steffi wonders when effects have gone wrong between the sisters, although Taylor thinks they might no way know the full story. At the Forrester manse, Ridge and Taylor enjoyed being together, and Taylor expressed her happiness over their reunion. Steffi still couldn't shake the moping studies about Finn and his parents, especially the fermentation Lee had endured. Steffi felt it was hard for Lee to suppose about conciliation with Jack or forgive the affair with Sheila. Meanwhile, in her office, Lee plotted with guilt over a long-held secret. She tearfully confessed to Finn that she had long believed Jack was having an affair with her family, Poppy, which had poisoned her passions for them for times. She revealed that she had indeed gone so far as to run a maternity test on Luna, hoping to prove her reservations, but the results were negative. Finn was shocked and was easily bothered by the maternity drama. At Il Giardino, Jack and Poppy reflected on the painful misreading that had caused times of resentment. Poppy expressed remorse for not defying the issue sooner, admitting how the lack of communication had hurt them all. Despite their history, she couldn't fully turn down from her family, indeed with Sheila appearing and adding pressure to the situation. Sheila, ever the manipulator, tried to indicate that she had a right to be involved in Finn's life, but Jack forcefully rebuffed her.